Who the fuck is Thomas Shelby? The fuck are you? I'll talk about the movie real quick, bro. I watched it last night, and I gotta say, I was very, very disappointed, but there was a few redeeming qualities, right? Let's talk about the redeeming qualities. The cinematography and the acting. The mise-en-scene, the cinematography, the visuals, the colors, oh my god, this was like Peaky Blinders at its peak. When it comes to pure visuals, right? It was nice to see that because in Season 6, in my opinion, I thought Season 6 had some of the weakest visuals. And I was curious if it was just me, but apparently the cinematographer changed, but there's other factors too, you're right? It was filmed during like the height of COVID or a little bit after, I can't remember the exact dates, but those two things played huge into how the cinematography turned out being and why it was so different than the other seasons, right? But if you compare the Season 6, it has some of the weakest, most bland looking shots. And I'm like, this does not feel like Peaky. When I think of Peaky Blinders, I do think of beautiful visuals, beautiful lighting, set design. Obviously the costumes are great still, but anyway, the visuals, they brought it back up by 10x fold. I mean, they look so gorgeous. The lighting was amazing. That was probably one of the most visually stunning work when it comes to the Peaky Blinders universe in that movie, honestly. Like, I could take so many stills from that film and just put it in a painting in my room, and it would just look gorgeous as hell. So that was one plus. The other thing, the acting, I mean, I thought everyone did a really fine job, and it didn't feel like Cillian Murphy even took a break from filming Peaky Blinders. It felt like he was just doing it right after Season 6 ended. You know, I didn't have a problem in that regards. Where I did have a problem was, and this is a big issue, is the narrative aspect and a little bit of the character motivations as well. Narratively, I thought it was a very weak story. It was not interesting at all to me. It didn't move me at all. It felt forced. I'm going to talk about some spoilers, so if you haven't seen it, just don't listen to this. Him killing Arthur makes no sense to me when a big part of the show, a big theme of the show is about family, right? How Tommy will do whatever the fuck it takes for his family. Even if it's having to kill other people, it'll be for his family, right? And the fact that he kills Arthur, like that's what it's shown. And there's even a moment when Tom says that there's a moment when I realized that I could stop, and he just kept doing it anyway. I'm like, that makes no sense with this character at all. Like, why the fuck would he even have to kill Arthur? You know what would have been more convincing? If maybe Arthur was in some deep shit and he was dragging Tommy so far down and he was just begging Tommy to kill him. Kind of like in, this is a reference to Black Rabbit, I don't know if you've seen the show, but again, spoilers of Black Rabbit, but Jason Bateman's character at the end realizes how much of a fuck up he is, and he's dragging everyone down, and he tells his brother, played by Jude Law, like, hey, do you know what? I'm going to turn myself in, just don't worry about me. And at the end, you know, he jumps off a cliff and kills himself to rid himself of the burden that is brought upon everyone else whenever he comes back into their life. And so I was thinking if it went that way, that would make sense. Maybe, even then maybe. I don't think Tommy would actually kill his own brother. So that was weird to me. The story with, you know, the whole thing being about finding the guy that killed Ada, I wasn't really all about that. It just felt so rushed and forced. I know it's a movie, it's not a TV series with six hours versus it's condensed to 2, but still. And then I wasn't moved by the relationship with Tommy and Duke. I don't think he did a bad job by any means. I thought, what's his name? Barry Keoghan. I thought he did a fine job. But I don't know, the writing, something, I just was not convinced that that father-son relationship didn't really move me at all. And his death did not feel earned. Tommy's death did not feel earned at all to me. And also, where was Mosley, bro? I wanted to see Mosley. I thought he was the most interesting villains to come from Season 5 because it was going deep into how fascism started. And then in the movie, it just goes into the end towards where, you know, the war is happening, World War II and all that. But I wanted to see Mosley. I thought he was really fascinating as a character. But yeah, I wanted to see Mosley more. I guess that, it just kind of didn't bring that to light. I wanted to see Tommy's rise to political power. I was really curious about that. That didn't happen. This really just did a huge time gap. So just to recap, visuals phenomenal, acting really, really good, but story, narrative, and character motivations made no sense. Also, killing Ada like that, it just felt like they just wanted to get a reaction out of the audience. It almost felt like Stephen Knight, I think that's his name, right? I feel like he didn't even write this movie. Like, I don't know. I'm like, it's kind of cool that it came out. It was really cool to see in the big screen because I've never seen Peaky on the big screen. So that was really cool. But yeah, dude, a lot of problems with the movie, man. A lot. And those are just some of them. So I would rank this movie when it comes to story as probably the bottom of the barrel when it comes to the whole show. And I'd rank it by Season 6. Season 6 I'm not a huge fan of, personally. It's still a great season if you're just comparing it as a season in general, but in the world of Peaky, Season 6 and the movie to me are the weakest of the whole series. Those are just my thoughts. I'm curious to see how the spinoff goes, if that's going to even be anywhere close to the original show. Who knows, it might even surpass it, you never know. You know, like supposedly House of Dragons did in the first season and the new show that just came out. The Knights of the Seven Kingdoms or something. I still need to watch that. So, but anyway, those are my thoughts. Toodles.